So, as we are learning more and more sounds, and also we're practicing within our phonics sessions and throughout the day, how to segment words, which is splitting the words into the sounds, and also how to then blend sounds to help us read words. So I just thought I'd show you what the books with the words in look like and how you can share that with the children, because obviously now that we're getting to learn more and more sounds, the children are really keen to start applying that and to start looking at it and practice it in their reading books as well. So this weekend I will allocate on Active Learn some of the Phase 2 Set 1 reading books. So they just have the sounds that we've been learning at school in, and they're just, like I mentioned in our meeting, a really good way to practice and apply the skills and the sounds that we've been learning. At the beginning of each of the books, it's really, really good because again, it just has the first page has some different ideas and some different prompts for when you're reading with the children, and again working on that comprehension, so that understanding which we talked about, looking at some vocabulary. This is something that is really, really important for the children as they begin the journey in school and with the reading, and it's just going over that key vocabulary and then as you read the story as well. It also, on that first page, just has a look at the sounds that are going to be looked at within that book. And as you can see, these sounds mirror the sounds that we have been learning at school and also that the children have been looking at for their homework as well. It also just gives some keywords that will be in the story, and again it's just an opportunity for the children before they start reading to have a look at some of the words, and you could even do, a little bit, I wonder how many words we'll spot during the story. So let's sound this one out. Did. I wonder if did will be on one of the pages in our book. So again, it's just another good way to just reinforce all of that language and that learning to just make the children more confident with the reading. You'll also see, I don't know if you can see on this video, if I go too close it goes a bit fuzzy, but when you have the book, underneath each word there's little dots. Now the children are used to seeing these because we use these during our phonics sessions and in keywords when we're looking at words at school as well, but these are just sound buttons, and what we usually do with the children is we model pressing the sound button and saying the sound as we press the button, and again it just helps with the blending and the segmenting, and just so the children are actually really hearing and listening for those sounds in each word. So you can, like I say, you can see them, and if that's something you want to model at home as well, so they're kind of seeing it at school and seeing it at home, then that's something that's really good to do as well. Beginning of the ebooks is when you click on the first bug, and this earns the children one of their rewards as well, but the first bug, it'll take you to the bug page, and it's just...
Here are some of the sounds you will hear in this book. Click the speaker to hear each one.
Sorry, I didn't realise she was going to speak. So it's just showing you the sounds again that they're going to be looking at in that book. So you've seen the sounds on that first page, and now's the opportunity to just hear the sounds, and again just for your own confidence, so you know what the sounds are and you know how to say the sounds. So each time you click on one, you'll be able to hear the sound.
I. S. T. A. P. D.
And it might be worth each time you press one just asking the children to repeat it, you could repeat it. If you're reading it as a family, everyone in the family could repeat it, just again to just get that repetition and that practice of that sound. Sometimes when we're at school, we say the sound 3 times as well, so we might say just again to just really reinforce that sound and practice. As much practice we can get at seeing the sound and saying the sounds is brilliant. And then once you've heard them all, again, practice them, repeat them, but once you've done that, you can click on done.
Thanks. Let's go back to the book.
And then you can go back to the book and start reading the story. Okay, so once you've had a look at the sounds and explored some of those keywords that we just mentioned, obviously it's time to start reading the book. So using the front cover, you can talk about lots of different things. So we've got our title of our story. So can we sound out the words together? Now, if the children aren't quite ready, because it does take a lot of practice to segment and then blend the words, but a really good way to kind of practice that and build on that is for you to segment the words. So at school, I've been doing this with the children and I've been saying, right, I'm going to chop the sounds up and let's see if we can work together, listen really carefully and say what the word is when Miss Lonsdale chops the sounds up. So for example, this first one you might say sid, sid, sid. Okay, so our first word is sid. Let's have a look at the next word. D, I, d, d, I, d, did. Okay, so we've got sid and did. Do you notice anything about those 2 words? Do they sound the same? I think they might be rhyming words. Let's listen again. Sid and did. The children have been working a lot on rhyming words and they're really, really good at spotting the rhymes. So they might spot that with you. Okay, let's look at our next word. Now, this letter, we've seen this as a capital. It's the capital of a letter. Now, you know when we've looked at the I sound, which looks like that? Well, this is the I. This is the capital letter for that. So it still makes an I sound. It's just it's in its capital form. So let's have a look at this word. It. It. Oh, let's read our title back then from the start. Sid, did, it. I wonder who Sid is then. So I wonder if this book is going to be about somebody called Sid. Do you think that could be Sid? I wonder if she's one of the characters in our story. She looks like she's doing something on the sofa. She looks like she's reading a book. I wonder what her book might be about. I wonder if it's a reading book like the one you've got from school. Shall we have a look and find out? And then obviously you can start reading. So it's just going over and just really practicing and just listening to those sounds. And like I say, if the children don't get it straight away, that's absolutely fine because it does take a lot of time and a lot of practice. If you feel it would be better for the first few times you're looking at the book, you could even just say to the children, I can see some sounds that you know on this front cover. Can you tell me any of those sounds? And I guarantee they'll all go, that's the long stretchy S. And it's just about getting the children seeing the books and also getting used to actually reading the books and how we look at the books. So like I say, please don't worry if, the children over the weekend or when you're looking at these books, if they're not at that blending stage yet. It does take lots of practice, but it's just quite good for them to actually see the sounds that we've been looking at in the form of books. And again, once you are looking at all the different pages in the book, it's just modelling and using that blending technique, segmenting the sounds in the words, so breaking the sounds up in the words and then blending them to read the word. You could do it and then get the children to copy you, or you might just want for the first few times for you to model it to the children and then ask the children about what you've been reading and just have a conversation about the book. And again, like I say, just get them used to seeing those sounds, seeing them as words, seeing them in a book, and just getting used to all of that. But we've got some more characters on this page, so let's have a look at who this is. Oh, I can see looks like he's colouring a monster in. I wonder what colours he's been using for that monster. Shall we have a look if we can see what his name is? I'll segment it and you see if you can tell me the word. So there's 3 sounds. S, I, D, S, I, D. Sid. I think he might be called Sid, do you? Let's see who else this is. Oh look, do you remember? Where have we seen that little girl before? She was on the front of our book. I think this might tell us her name here. Let's have a look at this word. Sam. Sam. Now Sam doesn't look very happy on this picture, does she? I wonder why she's not feeling very happy. I wonder if something happens in this story with Sid and Sam that makes Sam feel a bit sad. Sid and Sam also look a bit like each other, don't they? Do you think they could be brother and sister? Shall we have a look at the book and find out?